So while talking a lot about how thinking is, I should stop thinking during japa, you should not mistake it, that statement, that thinking is a enemy, but static thoughts are not enemies. Thought feelings are not enemies. For instance, during our japa practice, there is a command from Prabhupada: chant and exactly the same sound you hear. Now, during japa, that thought is being heard as a command: do something, follow something. So that thought is meant as a command and not meant for thinking. Suppose Prabhupada said, when Prabhupada says, chant and hear exactly the same sound, and exactly the same sound you hear, when he says that, you just follow. You don't think about it. Oh, what did Prabhupada say? He did not say anything complicated. He made an executing statement: do this. He didn't say think. He said do this. So simply do that. So if the thoughts are there in the mind, static thoughts are not different, are different from thinking. Because many people, when we talk so much stressing, no, during japa you should not think. You should not think that there are no thoughts. Thinking means thought processing. Just like japa, bead after bead you're doing, your thoughts are processed, movement of thoughts is called thinking. Thought processing. So you should not indulge in thought processing, but thoughts will be there. Fixed thoughts will be there, especially afterwards when you train yourself. In the background, there will be thoughts, there will be thought feelings. Krishna is Supreme Personality of God, and God is on my tongue, Krishna is on my tongue. No thinking, Krishna is on my tongue, thought. And a feeling, oh, Krishna, God, He is on my tongue. Thought, feeling. So thought, feelings and thoughts. Some people had difficulty during training period also. Just like some people have difficulty in tasking. They are saying my time is going in. No, don't think about the task. Tasking is an instruction. Give an impulse. That's all. You don't think about, you don't need to think. If somebody tells you, that is the reason why in the japa practice also, I have very clearly, I have in the module 38, in the instruction I have mentioned that you should hear 3 times these golden quotes like an obedient child. What is the qualification of a child? He does not think. Do that, he will just do that and come. So unless we become like a child to follow the background commands of Prabhupada in that Prabhupada japa, we will not be able to practice. Afterwards also what happens? Because if you are thinking, okay, how to chant and hear exactly the same sound, what is there how to? Sound is before you, you chant and hear that sound, that's all. No thinking is involved in it. Anywhere if you have difficulty in following that golden quotes and mindful japa, please understand the problem is you are thinking somewhere. Not anything else, even about this. I told you so many times, thinking about hearing is not hearing. Thinking about following the golden quotes is not following the golden quotes. Trying to understand the golden quotes is not same as following the golden quotes. You follow. Okay. So, therefore, don't misunderstand. We should be very clear what is our understanding in japa about thoughts. Krishna conscious thoughts, He is always in the background. His Savior is in the background or not? Krishna is the savior, receiver of this service is in the background or not. It's a thought, a common thought. In the beginning itself, I told you this thought should be there. Thought is different. How Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you start thinking during japa. Then you are not hearing. Krishna said, I have come in the form of my sound. Through this sound, one day I will bring all my thoughts to you. Now you don't actively do. If you have heard some pure devotee, I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you load it in your background mind. That comes very good. But whether that comes or not, one day, if you really hear me, my identity is there in that sound. You can feel that identity. You will realize that identity. So don't do any. Thinking is very useful. Other times than japa, read and find, think, contemplate. How is Krishna Bhagavan? Shad Aishwarya Purna. He is all six opulences to his fullness. All this you think during that time. So what you can do, one time you cannot do the other time. Please understand that during japa only we are telling, don't engage in thinking. Most important thing is to hear and take Krishna inside. Drink. Nama after nama you drink. Like a sweet drink. Sip after sip after sip. As simple as that. Now whatever instruction I told, just like a child you follow. Sip, no. One after the other sip. You don't think too much. Don't analyze now how to sip. What is there? I say sip. Sip means the attitude of taking something inside sweet. So when you hear, feel that inside. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You should say you are creating a drink and you are drinking it. You are creating a drink and you are drinking it. So wonderful. In the material world, we can never do anything like this. Right? Just by your wish, you create a sweet drink and then you drink. And here, this is Krishna consciousness. This is in Nama Avatara is making us do that. And not that you don't feel. If you really do take that drink in like that, you will feel the energy and you will feel the sweetness in the sense you will want to do more and more. Doing sweetness you will see. The sweetness of the chesta you will feel. Even a neophyte can feel. And that is what the gardener also could do it, sustain. So, thinking is movement of thoughts. It is different from static thoughts that may be there during the japa, which will be there in the background. Okay? And they are all automatic thoughts also. Not foreground mind won't be there. I am not saying thoughts in the foreground mind. Then you are doing off japa, contemplation. Japa time, foreground mind has to do only chanting and hearing. Background, because you have read so much about Prabhupada, so much about japa, heard so many sessions about japa, there will be a background thought that I am serving Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Perfect. Because we should not mistake, I heard that there should not be thinking, now I am thinking. You are not thinking, the background mind is thinking because of your foreground mind is not thinking because of whatever you have fed in.